You and your fellow players are witches who have come upon the medieval village of Wickersby and are vying to be declared the Village Crone. Now it's time to learn more about witches' schemes. The second step in the order of play is to move and cast spells. As you are moving and casting spells, you may be completing witches' schemes. These cards have a level of difficulty ranging from 1 to 3. The level of difficulty also equals the number of points players score when they complete the schemes. The first player to score 13 points or more is the winner. Witches' scheme cards contain both active and passive schemes. The active schemes can be identified by the diamond-shaped bullet, bold text, and small caps. You must meet these schemes yourself. The passive schemes can be identified by the open circle bullet. You don't have to be the player to make these schemes happen, as long as the conditions on the board fulfill those schemes while you are casting spells. All of the schemes on a card must be fulfilled during one of your turns to cast spells, but they may be completed in any logical order. However, you must use the type of action specified on the card. For example, if the card says to summon the Lord to the tithe barn, you must use the summoning spell to get the Lord to the tithe barn in order to complete the scheme. Notice that the Lord was already in love with the miller, and that part of the scheme is a passive requirement, so the player was able to score this scheme with just one spell. If the card doesn't specify a type of action, you may use any means necessary to complete the scheme. For example, if the card says to get the miller to the village green, you can use movement or any spell that helps you get the miller to the village green. This is also a passive scheme, so you could also score this card without casting any spells, as long as the conditions of the board satisfy the scheme when it is your turn to cast spells. Sometimes a single spell can help you satisfy more than one scheme card. For example, transforming the blacksmith into a frog will help you complete Endanger the Blacksmith and Afflict the Blacksmith when both are in your hand at the same time. When you complete a witch's scheme, you must declare your completion and turn the card face down where other players can see your score. After you are finished moving and casting spells and have completed witches' schemes, you will draw one new scheme card for each one you completed. To do so, draw the top card from each deck of scheme cards, look at all 3, choose 1 for every card you completed, add them to your hand, and return the others to the top of their decks. You cannot complete a witch's scheme card when you draw it, except when discarding a scheme card to draw a replacement. To discard a scheme card, pay 1 silver. Place the discarded scheme card on the bottom of its deck and follow the normal procedure for drawing a new card. If you want to cast a spell outside of your usual turn, you can pay 1 silver for each card you are completing. If completing the scheme card requires ingredients, you will need to use those ingredients in the spells you are casting. Now you know everything you need to know about witches' scheme cards. For more information, see our videos on how to play, movement and scattering, and casting spells. And best of luck as you contend to become the Village Crone.